morning, chat. Good morning, YouTube. I know it's been a while. I've been working on my jackets. Oh, good morning, everybody. Again, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, chat. It's been a minute, huh? You know, I can't lie. I've been feeling kind of off lately because of my, you know, ranting. I'm usually comfortable saying in what I want to say because I am mindful of how other people feel. However, sometimes if I know other people don't feel, then I don't really mind. But there are few that do or may take offense to some things that I say. And sometimes I don't feel like, since it's so few, I shouldn't take so much energy addressing those few. If it was a lot of people, then it might be worth addressing. But I just want to let the little, the small amount of chosen few people know. Don't take anything too um, harshly that I say. Laugh it off, giggle it off. You know, I'm an intense dude, and you gotta understand that my whole brand is evolving from the hood street level to, looks like, the corporate level. But I'm not selling out. I have my own money. I say that to say this. Listen, I appreciate you guys' support. Um, I'm respectful of everybody. I want everybody to know that. Um, don't take anything I say too harshly. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. We just need to be a stronger society as far as our resilience to BS. And then say that, wake and bake. Oh shit, this ain't even packed. So I've been working on my jackets, and it makes me happy. It keeps me busy. It reminds me of the things I used to do. Um, I got one jacket that I did, a Blackfeet Indian Nation edition, and I got a photographer, videographer to help me out with marketing my jackets and everything. Again, a lot's going on every week. And it's not so much a lot's going on, it's just that everything's broadcasted now. It's always a lot going on, but we have to decide what we gravitate to and pick out of the ether that builds whatever life or mind state that we create on our own. So If we're constantly being told to pay attention to certain things, then you are being programmed into that thought and behavior, which makes you predictable, and that's a controlling type of thing. So I choose to pick out the positive. I choose to pick out the intelligent. I choose to pick out the beautiful, um, the enlightened, things like that out the ether instead of just what's, trending. However, what has been trending was, I'm glad that Carmelo Anthony thing is just dead. But, racism we have to stay away from. I think that's the number one trigger. Let's just call it for what it is. Hate. I am in the lovely Miami Beach. Not Miami, Miami Beach. We had a long conversation about this the other day. I was smoking that good. I think this is orange cherry. It's my favorite. Where are you from? What you smoking? Where you from? You know, again, I want to apologize to everybody for not being consistent with this. I've been working on my jackets. I got some jackets that I'll show pretty soon. A collection of designs of my own, and they're exclusive and everything. You know what else? I don't get right for the camera. I ain't never been that dude to get prepared for the camera. I need to step my game up on that, I guess. I always thought, I'm old school. We just get on camera like, good morning, America. Ugh. But at least I do brush my teeth though before and wipe my face before I get on camera. I don't just wake up out of sleep and get on though. But yeah, man. Tomorrow is Juvenile's gonna be here to perform at the Miami Beach Band Shield. Uh, yeah, it's been a cool week. Last time we talked, like I said, it sounded like I'm upset. It sounds like a rant, but it's not. I believe people have to pay more attention to the message than the messenger. But again, this is only a small amount of people understand what I'm saying, so I can't like be discouraged because it doesn't kick in for the masses. But yeah, man, you gotta guard your energy. Um, Racism is like the easiest trigger for people who just haven't learned or haven't experienced other races, other environments, knowledge, things like that. Um, People who take on the emotions of their parents or what happened to other people. Sometimes you could live you could live a whole life in the hood around black people your whole life and still blame white people for shit without even venturing out. Not saying, not saying people don't do what they do, and I'm not pointing the finger at white people, but what I'm saying is the majority of people screaming racism aren't human beings that ventured out of their environment, who haven't went outside of their comfort zone to experience, or who haven't been through any situations that force them to experience other races. I mean, if all your life you're getting black, 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 I don't think that's growth. I really don't. And I think that's where me and my black community bump heads at. I think a lot of the black community in America has just been programmed black, 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 street, hood, hood. And of course, it's what programming is, but people who were born into digital slavery don't know the difference. So, it's a generational thing, it's an intelligence thing, it's an awareness thing, it's all of that. You smell me? Um, I'm gonna get the podcast started back probably next month. I have 2 coats to design. I want to finish up. I got my patches coming in still, and more than anything, I have my podcast signed. That is what I'm really waiting on before we pop. So we'll have that. Um, that'll be lit. That will be lit. Shit. So I guess I'm just checking in. I'm not in a position to really show and tell right now. Like I said, I just want to tell everybody, hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking in. Please share. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please engage. I want to hear your opinion. Don't be afraid to say your opinion. Don't be afraid to write down what you may want me to talk about. Some things that you might want to be involved in. Let me know. Um, I'm the person that helps people connect to their dreams. Yep. So check in. Appreciate you guys.